Now then, people, good evening, and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. The regulars of the show will be chomping at the bit, ready to get into this one. I've already seen some comments coming in that I've starred that we can put to everyone's favourite fox. It is, of course, Lox from Blue Tinted Glasses. Before we get into that, mate, let me just say, congratulations on your YouTube channel. It's absolutely smashing it. I know it's something you've dipped in your toe in the water a few years back and then backed off and tried a different sport and stuff. But to see you now in there smashing it, flying, it's great to see. So first and foremost, my congratulations to you for that, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was it probably over the summer when I thought to myself, oh, well, I'm not going to be able to go on Joe's channel every week anymore and take the piss out of him. So I best start my own one, you know. So that's what I did. So yeah, it's all good fun, man. It's all good fun.
Yeah. You're smashing it, mate, and you'll have that Leicester YouTube scene boxed off soon, I believe.
It's already done. It's already done.
Yeah, well, exactly. unless they're paying for them, mate. I've seen that a few times.
That's it, man. Yeah, fucking hell, shocking.
It happens, mate, don't we? We know it happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris at the ready. Yeah. Is this still a thing, mate? I almost feel a little bit harsh with them being Vardy salted. You don't want to eat them, do you? You don't want to eat them. Come on.
Look, I'll let your chat decide, right? Whether they want me to open up. Well, I was going to throw something in there. So either you want me to open this 9-year-old limited edition packet of crisps, or maybe the chat can come up with a forfeit of something else. I'll let them decide.
Yeah, I think it's only as much as they probably get frustrated and annoyed with you. I think it is a little bit. I don't want to make you eat them, truth be honest, mate, because I know I won't want to eat my crisps that have been like sat there for 9 years. Not even for the taste, just because it's got sentimental value attached to it. So, yeah. Sorry to hear that, Liam, in the chat. Sorry to hear about your dog. I'm sure we can keep you entertained for the next 45 minutes or so. You have to wear a Leeds shirt, Lox. There you go.
I don't know if they do them in my size, mate.
Maybe you have to wear it and be like, yes, you know, we cheated and we have got our just deserves now by getting relegated. We'll get into that though. Relegation's done, isn't it, Lox? How long has it been done for you, mate?
The deadline when it was apparent we weren't signing anyone, that was it. It was done. I mean, we've had little bits of hope throughout the season. You know, a manager change always gives people hope. With the thought of or the potential of bringing players in January gives you hope. And then even after the January window, I mean, some people were still having hope that like Ndidi and Hermanson were coming back, Ricardo Pereira were coming back from injury, but it's just not going to happen. It's done, mate, in my eyes, and pretty much a lot of Leicester fans' eyes now. It's weird. The atmosphere's changed online and in the stadium as well. The atmosphere has changed where people aren't angry even anymore. It's kind of like people have just accepted, like, you know, the crowd are cheering the corners, you know, and throw-ins. We did a foul throw the other night against United. You know what I mean? Like they're cheering these types of things. And I think the biggest cheer since Leicester won the league will come when we next score a goal. You know, we haven't scored a goal, Joe, at home since the 8th of December.
Wow.
December. And our last goal at all in the Premier League was over 640 minutes ago or something like that. It was in January against Tottenham.
Since December.
The last home goal was December. And that was Bobby D. Cordova-Reid.
That's bleak, innit? So bleak.
Yeah, it's terrible, man. So it's gone as bad as it could since the new manager came in, and we're going down.
Is there a part of you, and I'm not just doing this is there a part of you that thinks maybe, and listen, I know I said to you offline that I thought Ruud was a good appointment. He did well in Holland, looked like he did okay at Manchester United. Is there a part of you that thinks you'd have had a better chance with Cooper? Are you willing to admit that or not?
Well, the facts are we're worse than we were under Cooper. They're the facts, you know. The stats, every stat suggests that. So the question: would we have had a better chance under Cooper? The answer is quite clearly yes. What if you're asking me? Do I think we would have stayed up under Cooper? The answer is no. You know, I still think just because the appointment of Ruud van Nistelrooy has turned out so badly, that doesn't mean it was wrong or the wrong call to sack Cooper in the first place. They are both terrible managers. But yes, to answer your question, the stats and the results and the points per game and all of that, the number of goals, they were better under Cooper. So yeah, you have to say that we would have had a better chance. You have to say that now. Yeah.
What do you make to the Premier League locks? Because obviously the three promoted teams have gone up and they've all come straight back down. I know it's not mathematically done yet, but it's done, isn't it? I guess from Leeds United, and listen, we'll get on to Leeds United because, you know, it's not guaranteed yet, although I still think we'll go up. I'll be interested to get your opinion on that. But because I know you were quite bullish, you like me, in terms of you're quite bullish at the start of the season. We had conversations. You said, you know, there's 5 teams worse than us. We'll be fine. We'll stay up. It's quite funny because Hannah remembered this saying, do I remember Locks with his chest stating Leicester would stay in the Premier League even with a 10-point deduction? So you're like me, you know, you're quite bullish. Was the journey better than the destination, Locks?
I mean, it's the second year in a row, isn't it? You know, both that all 3 go down that came up, and next season will be the 3rd in a row, in my opinion. But it's and that's not even a dig. It's just what I think will happen. I think the gap has grown incredibly. You know, I mean, Leicester City, a team that were, you know, one of the best in England for 10 years, well, not 10 years, 8 years, 7 years.
FA Cup winner, Premier League,
Europa leagues and Conference League semi-finals, you know, in Rome and all of this stuff. And like our bad season was like 9th, and we were like, oh my God, this is terrible. Get rid of Rodgers. You know, we were 9th in the Premier League. And we should have sacked Rodgers, by the way, after that. If we were a serious club, we would have been. You know, you have to, expectations change. If you're budgeting and qualify and aiming for top 4 or top 5 or top 6, and you finish 9th, and he's clearly lost a bit of the dressing room, you should make that change. But of course, the destination, you know, the journey is better than the destination in this case, 100%. I mean, you know, but I think that's the same with everyone, unless you have a ridiculous, you know, 1 in a million season. I mean, you look at, you know, there are clubs that have had really good seasons in their first year. But I mean, Leeds did it. You know, you had a very good season.
Yeah, 9th,
right?
Mate, we finished 9th.
Wolves, you remember Wolves and Sheffield United? It's happened before, and I'm sure it will happen again in the future. But
next year.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll talk about that later. Honestly, but you know, I still don't like this sentiment. You know, about the title I'm looking at right now is the Premier League worth it? I mean, you celebrate win after win after win after win in the Championship because you know you're 1 step closer to the Premier League. I mean, if you didn't care, or if your chat didn't care about going to the Premier League, you wouldn't be getting thousands of views on your videos, mate. You know what I mean? It would be like it would have died off. So everybody aims to be in the big time, and sometimes when you get there, it's pretty shit. And right now for Leicester it is, and you know, same for Southampton. Ipswich is a weird one because
they've looked the most likely, haven't they?
They've looked the most likely, but also they never expected to go up. And it's like, you know, again, I keep going back expectations, right? You know, Leicester and Southampton, you could have said last season they are 2 Premier League, and Leeds last season they are 3 Premier League clubs. Ipswich were a bloody league. I mean, their team was Championship quality, but they were a League One club basically. So I think their expectations are lowered. The demand from the fans isn't as high, And that probably helps the players on the pitch as well, by the way, not having those high expectations to stay up.
Yeah. Are you obviously Loss has put this in just jokingly, I think. But you'll know more than me. You've got your finger on the pulse with it. I think a lot of Leeds fans are gleefully expecting you to receive some sort of penalty. You'll know a little bit more because we've joked ourselves on this channel and stuff when we've been winding each other up, saying that when you come back down, they're going to be rubbing their hands waiting for you. Like, what's the script with that?
Well, I think it's
not know.
Well, I think it's unquestionable. They want to do us. They are gonna want to fuck us, right? But we still don't know if they actually can. I think the EFL, as far as we're aware, we did not breach last season, right? And the reason for that is because in June, Chelsea bought Enzo Maresca and his staff for a combined fee of like 14 million. They bought Dewsbury Hall for 30 million. So
I told you it would be another Danny Drinkwater, by the way. He barely plays, does it?
Yeah, but the difference is, though, I think Dewsbury Hall's motivated, right? Danny Drinkwater was happy to take his pay and fuck off, to be honest with you. But I think the EFL are going to want to do is, whether they can or not is a different story. They gave us a transfer embargo in March last year, which was meaningless because the window was shut, right? There was, but from what we're told, that embargo is still in place and it will be in place in the summer. Whether that will be removed once we prove certain things with our books and stuff like that, the accounts that come out, I don't know. There is talk of business plans, so they might be able to look at our accounts and say, right, you're projected to lose this much, which means Hermanson, he'll go anyway, Bilal El Khanous, Ndidi, whoever else, you have to sell them. You have to sell players to make sure that you can that you're going to meet PSR next time, and that is. I say it's a concern, but these players are probably going to leave anyway. You know what I mean? So it's tough, mate. It's like me saying to a Man City fan, "What's going to happen with your case?" They don't know. They can guess, they can make assumptions, but nobody actually knows what's going to actually happen. And of course, they are. Like I said, they're going to want to fuck us, but whether they can or not, I don't know. It might be a different story. Maybe we'll get Nick DeMarco in. We'll tell them to piss off again, and that they'll keep coming after us.
Yeah. So you mentioned you've got an embargo. Like, say you mentioned Ipswich, right? They come down. I actually think their squad, they won't lose that many. A lot of it's championship anyway. They're going to be in a good position. What's happening with Vardy? Your squad's aging. Will Ndidi stay again? Probably not. Other players will think, no, we've done it now. We came back up. We're not doing it again. What's the situation in terms of playing personnel?
Hermanson will go.
Yeah,
100%.
We'll take him, hopefully.
Will you fuck? Yeah, will you fuck? Hermanson will go. I would guess Chelsea. That would be my guess. I mean, Leicester fans, I think most Leicester fans will put money on him going Chelsea. Enzo Maresca loves him. I think he'll go Chelsea. But regardless, if he doesn't go Chelsea, he will go somewhere. Wilfred Ndidi, when he signed a contract back in the summer, he had a relegation clause put in, so he'll be gone. Right. I think it's somewhere between 10 and 15 million. I think he's been one of the better performers this season, so he will be picked up. I'm almost certain about that. And then after that, mate, it's about who Leicester really want to get rid of and who kind of doesn't want to do another year in the Championship. Wout Faes is going. Thank God, because he is shitter than shit.
But he's great in the Campo, though.
Yes, but he's just an arrogant bastard. I hate him. We hate him, man. Really? We hate him. What
happens with the manager, mate? Because he's not staying, is he?
No, he's not. No. I spoke to Rob Tanner, who's our athletic correspondent, the other day. Let me just find the message he told me. He said, I think I can say this. He said, there we go. He said, so I asked about sacking him. Will they sack him before the season ends? Right? Because, you know what people are like. Leicester fans are calling for for him to be sacked.
One channel said give it Vardy till the end of the season.
Yeah, it's stupid, isn't it? It's stupid. Rob Tanner said, I don't think so because of the cost and the doubt over what it would change. You know, we're not gonna stay up. No. The last I was told was there is likely to be a parting of the ways in the summer after relegation, but whether that is RVN being sacked or walking, I don't know. So it sounds like he's going to go. I mean, he looks miserable, and I don't blame him. But he's not covered himself in glory. You know, he's been tripe. So it's I can't see a world in which Ruud van Nistelrooy is Leicester City manager next season. I just can't see it happening.
No. One goal since December, regardless of if you're in the Premier League or not, is not great, is it?
Well, you know what he tried to do? He tried to change the balance of the team. He tried to have us conceding less goals. But what he did by doing this, right, is he made us score less, but also concede more somehow. It's crazy. It's crazy. We've tried so many different combinations of back four, mate. I mean, we've had James, Justin, Vestergaard, Cody, and Christensen. We've had a partnership of Okoli and Vestergaard. We've had Cody and Okoli. We've had all sorts of different partnerships, and nothing works. You know, nothing works at all. So, I think it's one thing to say, mate, is our last starting 11. Only 2 of our summer signings made it into that. Out of 7 signings, only 2 are making it in the starting 11 now, and that says it all. It's recruitment, isn't it? Yeah, you need a 10 out of 10 window now. In this day and age in the Premier League, you need a 10 out of 10. And I'd give it a 5. I'd give it a 5.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. That's the only way you stay up, man, is recruitment. It's the only way you progress. I mean, we all mocked Nottingham Forest for the amount of players they signed, but look at them now. Brighton get their recruitment bang on. Bournemouth have got their recruitment bang on, even like in the manager. We were all going, why have they sacked Gary O'Neill? Bringing Iriola, bringing loads of players. Boom, could be on for Europe. Crystal Palace even, with Glasner. It's all about getting the right manager with the right philosophy and then getting the right players that fit him. If you get recruitment wrong, it doesn't matter how, you fact out, you know. So that's what
and what you're saying about philosophy. I mean, tell me how this makes sense, mate. You go from permanent managers, Claude Puel, Brendan Rodgers, Enzo Maresca, Steve Cooper.
I get it.
I mean, it's a different. And people will say, "Oh, well, it's because your job, your aim was to survive." You don't do that in a forward-thinking football club. You don't just think that's how you stray from your goal, right? That's how you stray from your vision or your philosophy. You make decisions like that, and then other people will say he was the only one that wanted the job. Well, are you trying to tell me? I mean, we appointed Enzo Maresca an assistant manager, for crying out loud. You're trying to tell me there wasn't another assistant manager out there somewhere? You know, if no other actual managers were willing to take the job, like Potter, he didn't want the job. Even back in the summer, apparently Ruud didn't want the job back then. Obviously, he went to United, right, as a coach or assistant, whatever it was. And you're trying to tell me there wasn't a manager out there somewhere that had the same philosophy as the club have had for the last 2-3 years? That's bullshit. It's not true. It's naive to think that only Steve Cooper wanted a Premier League manager's job. It's crap.
Yeah, it's true. You bang on, mate. To be fair, you are bang on. Bang on the money, really. With that, to be fair, it'd be interesting to see what happens when you come down and as a Leeds United fan and the rivalry we had last season. I will enjoy it, mate. I
don't want it. At this point, I'd rather you go up, mate. Honestly, I don't. I do not want you anywhere near me next season. Stay away, and your chat, your little minions in the chat. Piss off. Stay away from me.
To be fair, are you concerned? And look, say it's tongue in cheek, but look what happened with Luton. I know you're a much bigger club and all that, but are you worried at all? It happened to Sunderland. It happened to it's going to happen to Luton or could happen. Do you think, like, genuinely, with the state of the squad, this embargo, are you like, oh, shit, we're not going to be in? I know you'll have parachute payments, but the thing is, right, Locks, next year, genuinely, the league is going to be so difficult. Birmingham will come up. They spent fucking 12 million on what's his face on Stansfield. They are spending money. Wrexham will come up, which again, they'll have money. Then you've got Sunderland, who were great this season, just first season, new manager, young squad. They will get better. You'll have the three that come down, Southampton, Leicester, Ipswich, all decent sides. You've then got one of us, Burnley or Sheffield United, if they don't win playoffs, one of us. You've then got like Coventry under Lampard, who look a totally different side. West Brom under Mowbray. Genuinely, mate, next season is going to be rock hard in the Championship. Rock hard.
I'm confused. Am I worried about relegation? No.
Are you just worried in general of like where you're? Because last season, from the gate, you were like, "We'll get the points record." We're gonna go up. I know we didn't. I wouldn't. Next season, if we don't go up, say if we balls it up, I wouldn't be as confident next year because I think next year is going to be so difficult.
I don't think we are going up next season.
No,
I don't think we are. And this is crazy. And I think some people use this. Some people say this, and they don't actually mean it. But I genuinely mean this. I think we do need time. We need to reset.
Yeah. And
it's so easy to say rebuild. People said it last season, and some people judged last season as a rebuild. It wasn't a rebuild because you've still got OAP. You've still got Old Man Vards up top. You know what I mean? He's still your best striker. That's not a rebuild. You know what I mean? If you still got Vardy, Vestergaard, Wout Faes, it's not a rebuild. It's not a true rebuild. I think we need time. You asked about Vardy earlier. Do not renew that man's contract. It's time to say goodbye. We love you.
Not even in the
statue. I don't think we can have a rebuild while Jamie Vardy's at the football club. I honestly don't think we can. I don't think we can. That is nothing against Vardy. He is the Leicester GOAT. He is the best Leicester player of all time. He is the one that will have a statue outside the stadium. He will be the one that if we have a new stadium in 20 years' time, it'll be named the Jamie Vardy Stadium. He is the one that deserves all of that. But I do not think we can give him another contract at 39 years old. I mean, he'll be 40 at some point next season. You can't do that. You can't do that. I just think it's time to say goodbye. Is he still got it though?
Is he still playing week in, week out?
Mate, he's played more games this season than any other season because everybody else is fucking shit. That's the problem. And we've chucked £100 million at trying to replace Jamie Vardy over the years. And no one's been able to do it. I don't think you can bring in a striker while Vardy's still at the club because it's not fair. You'll always just find yourselves going back to Vards. That's what will happen. I think it's just time to say goodbye. I still think, of course, he'll score goals in the Championship.
You know what it's like? It's like West Ham when they've tried to replace Antonio year after year.
Yeah.
They had Haller, they bought, and then everyone just leaves because they had Scamacca, and it always just ends up being Antonio, doesn't it?
And they tried to replace him when he was 32, and he went and got the Golden Boot the year after. Fucking hell. So I'm not thinking this is more long-term thinking. I just think yes, he'll score goals next season, but I think it's just time to part ways. It should have happened in the summer. Obviously, it's hindsight, right? It's hindsight. You end on that high of getting promoted. I just think it's time to say goodbye. And somebody in the chat's mentioned Patson Daka's name.
He missed that sitter against Leeds, didn't he? Do you remember last season?
He did a lot worse than that. He missed a 2-yard out header versus Plymouth or Millwall as well. He's a stinker. So there's a lot of uncertainty with different players. It's hard to say exactly who will be here, who won't be. But I personally think it's goodbye to Vards.
Yeah. Let's switch it up a bit, mate. I don't know. You probably haven't even kept an eye on the Championship. You don't care. I get it. But Leeds United are top. We have had a bit of a wobble over the last 3 games. But if you remember, I guess it's a good point. It was the same for you last season. I swear you had that wobble, 17 points or whatever it was. Obviously, it's pretty tight up there. Us and Sheffield United on the same points. We're top by goal difference and Burnley just 2 points back. Do you think Leeds United will do it this time?
I've just brought the table up here. There's, there's one thing you have to factor in to this, and it's a very, very important factor, and that is it's Leeds. It's Leeds. You know, that's the problem here, right? And you have to factor that in. Obviously, if I look at the table now and I look at the quality that you've got in your squad and the experience from last season, no brainer. You say Leeds United are going up, but you've just got that gene in you. You've got that bottled gene. I'm sorry, you like Tottenham.
We're the Tottenham of the Championship, mate. Genuinely,
100%. You're the Tottenham of the North. That's what you are. So, what did I call you last season? Mentality midgets, right?
That was it. Yeah.
I mean, do you think your squad's better than last year? I don't think it is. I think your squad's better. I think your squad is more
balanced. It's more balanced. It doesn't have that X factor with the Rutter, with the Somerville, but it's more balanced. To be honest, we didn't buy in January, which I fucking thought was mental. But
criminal.
Yeah, mental. Really mental. But
if you're, I mean, where were you in January? How many points?
Top, but not by a lot, mate. Not by a lot at all.
So you
should.
I
don't even think we had a gap. I don't know. It was just like it is now, maybe 4 or 5 points, something like that. But it's not enough. January, you had a 17-point gap. That's why you didn't do it, and you still went to try and do something. Your manager wanted that Italian dude, didn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think, you know, I can understand it to a certain degree, because do you want to sign a player that in 6 months' time is not going to be good enough for the squad? Because in the summer you're going to want to fuck off. Connor Cody, can I interest you in a great card trickster? Connor Cody, what a absolute shambles he is, by the way. Well, the pair of them, mate, to be fair.
I told you this. I told
you. Mate, I've been, if you have been in on my watch-alongs recently, you would think it was Just Joe Football Show from 1 year ago. I've been pulling out the card tricks. I've been calling it Harry Wanks. I've been doing the full Joe Wayman fucking cards, mate. So they're terrible. Yeah, they're both absolutely rancid, mate, to watch. I mean, Cody's got more podcast appearances than fucking minutes this season, I swear. You know, the most impact he's had on a game this season for Leicester was giving away a penalty in the 90th minute away at Sellers Park. Like that's the best he's done. So I understand where the lead, you know, because like I said, do you want to sign a player now in January when in 6 months you're going to be strengthening the squad? That player that you've just bought might not be good enough to even get on the bench in 6 months' time, right? So that's the problem you've got. And obviously, maybe a loan. You could have loaned someone, but again, who was available. I don't know. I understand it to a certain degree why you didn't sign anyone, but you would have thought with what happened last year, with the fall off, you probably did need to strengthen and bring in a bit more quality. Just gaps in the squad. I mean, what is the gap? What is the gap in the squad right now?
We need another 10. Aronson's, he'll struggle in the Prem anyway, and he's struggling now. We need a number 9 because Joseph's not ready, and obviously Pirro's not really a proper number 9. But I would still give him a shot in the Premier League for sure. Midfield's okay. Centre back, we just need bodies there. Keeper, definitely. I mean, you'll have seen Melier this season. My God, he's been shocking. And then just left back, I think, because I think Firpo's going to leave, go back to Spain. He's been amazing, by the way, but.
Can I just say, I was playing Football Manager this morning, and I was in the year 2032, and Melier was still at Leeds, and I thought to myself, I'm fucking happy about that. Joe's had to put up with the alternate universe. Joe has had to put up with 10 more years of Ilian Melier. That was quality, but he's poor. And I'll tell you what, since he's bantering me in the chat, where's Joe Blackburn? He always defends Melier, doesn't he? He's always saying...
he does, man. He's part of the MDL, mate. He's part of the Melier Defence League, to be fair.
You do need a keeper. But again, I know he makes howlers, but as a championship goalkeeper, he's good enough, isn't he, for the championship?
The only problem, though, mate, if I look at Trafford and Cooper at Sheffield United, they're pulling off worldies, and if he doesn't drop the clanger at Hull, if he doesn't drop the clanger at Sunderland, we're top of the league by 5-6 points. Do you know what I mean? So if you look at Trafford, he saved 2 penalties back to back against Sunderland in the same game. It's stuff like that. So, yeah, Joe says, excuse you, at this point, I am the only person in the MDL. Yeah, so love it. Yeah, I think the midfield's fine. Gruev.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
I know, yeah.
Premier League players. Ampadu, a Premier League player? I don't think so.
I think he is.
You'll be surprised. Mate, Harry Winks. You look at how good he was.
Better than Harry Winks. I told you every
Look
week.
how good he was last season, mate. Look how good Harry Winks was last. He was. I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying.
No, I get it.
The gap is so big. Like Steffi Mavididi. Look at Somerville, man. What's he doing? I know he's had injuries, but what when he has played, what has he done, man? And he won the Player of the Season. Come on.
Rutter's doing bits though, Brighton.
Yeah,
he's doing the odd bits. But I know. Listen, it is all about recruitment. We can't sit on our hands. We have to buy 100%. There's not room for sentimentality. Like previous squads, especially under Bielsa, was so like emotionally attached to a lot of them. Now I'm not, bro. Like it is what it is. After Bielsa went, it just became purely transactional, especially when we had that daft American in. And, you know, here's a mad twist of it. You were linked to him for one period. Do you remember? Jesse Marsh, bloody hell.
He turned Leicester down.
Yeah,
he turned us down.
Mental.
Something about, it was probably the data. It was probably the fucking data. Fucking knobhead. Ted Lasso, mate. Yeah, honestly,
how he could turn news down is mental, innit, really?
But we had like 10 games left. I mean, to be fair, we were in a much better position then than we are now. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, so I mate, you know what fans are like online.
Did he turn down Southampton as well?
I think he did. Yeah, he turned down Southampton. Yeah, the cheek of the guy. Is he
He'll
still
never manage in the Premier League again,
Canada?
Ever.
Is he still at Canada?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. But even that man, he wanted the American job, didn't he? And he had to fucking take the Canadian job because they went for Poch. So, like, yeah.
It was the data.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
The underlying data. Yeah.
Yeah. But his opportunity at Premier League management, when he should have grabbed that with both hands, he might have, dropped out at Champo and then tried to come back up or something. I don't know. But
well, mate, I'll tell you what. He kept you up. That's what I keep fucking hearing about Cooper, Steve Cooper. He had
the players. The players
kept you up. Yeah. But that's what happened with us. Hermanson is the reason why Steve Cooper looked like he was doing a decent job. That is why, for sure. But to answer your question, actually, though, originally, I joke about Leeds having the bottle in them and all of that stuff, but I can't see you not going up. I can't see you not going up now. I think hopefully, you do say hopefully you've learned from it. Yes, you said you've gone through a little bit of a wobble, but it's not been bad, has it? It's not been like a really bad wobble like you had last year or like Leicester had last year. I think you'll have more. Just a
blip, I think. Yeah, just a blip, and we'll come back. We play Southampton. Not Southampton. We play Swansea at home. Burnley have got Bristol City. Sheffield United have got Coventry. So there could be a swing that weekend, but we'll wait and see. See what happens, mate. But it's been great to chat to you again, Locks. Can't lie.
Yeah, it's not been too bad. You've gone easy on me once.
I have. I told you, didn't I? I'm tired, so I'll let the chat do the cooking, and they've done plenty of that. But it turned out to just be quite an enjoyable chat. If you need any sort of tips on championship content creation, just lean in, mate. I've got about 2 months worth of it left. So if you need any tips, I'm here for the next 2 months. After that, I'm away.
I'll tell you what, mate. No, this is not me being offensive to anybody, right? In the championship YouTube community, okay? But I really cannot be asked next season to be messaging fucking Plymouth Wrexham fan accounts saying, "Are you free? You're free to come on our preview on Thursday." Fuck off! I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
It's so thin on the ground, man. It's so thin on the ground as well.
Yeah,
speak to Benjamin Bloom. That's your best bet. Speak to Benjamin Bloom.
Yeah, it's like I can no longer message Dan Potts and say, "Hey, mate, you got a Liverpool fan for me." That's what I normally do. So yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, Benjamin Bloom, I'll get in touch with. But yeah, it is what it is. You know, however long it takes to get back up to the big time, I don't know. It could be 1 year, it could be 3, it could be 5, it could be 10. It's uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainty at the minute, you know, and
maybe when you come back, we might be a European club by then. You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
I'm unsubscribing.
You know, you're gonna lose a subscriber if it happens. I ain't coming near you ever again if you fucking make Europa League or European football. Europa League,
Conference League, mate. I'll take the Conference.
You could win them. Yeah, you could do a West Ham. That, to be fair, that'd be quite good. Yeah, in all seriousness, if there's any fan out there on YouTube that I want to see happy, it's you. So there we go.
Thank you very much, man. That means
but your chat can fuck off. Especially what's his name? Let me find him. Is it Lofts? Lofts can piss off. He's always coming for me.
They love you, really, though. This is the thing. They actually love you. That's why they're all laughing. They get it. It's all a bit of a laugh. Listen, folks, make sure you go check out Blue Tinted Glasses, the premium Leicester channel, the one and only now. So make sure you go check that out. And I've been watching bits of it when they've been getting battered, and it is fun. And the lads that he has on after the show and stuff are really sound as well. So it's a good community he's built there. So go check it out. Tomorrow, I'm trying to just do one video at least during international break. So tomorrow, look at that relegation chat this way.
Okay.
Yeah, go big up. For that
you want Leicester to stay up though, innit? Because you want us to be in the Premier League.
I did say that to you, didn't I? In an ideal world, you stay up so that we can do regular content. But yeah,
it ain't happening. It ain't happening.
It ain't happening, mate. It ain't happening. And like I say, if we don't go up, I'll probably not want to see you either because you'll be just absolutely caning me. So I can't be arsed for that.
Well, think about this, mate. In 12 months' time, we could be having this same discussion, just the other way around, right? That's if I'm allowed on a Premier League channel, but you know,
yeah, you might
be too busy with Dan Potts, and then
we'll see, we'll see, mate, we'll see. Yeah, but make sure you check out that there will be a White Rose Rivals tomorrow at 6 p.m. That'll be your content for tomorrow, unless of course any news breaks, but I don't think it will. And then Friday, England play, so we'll do a watch along of the Tommy Tuchel era beginning. So yeah, that's
you're going to win the World Cup, by the way. You're going to win the World Cup
with him. Are you not surprised at like Henderson and?
I don't really care. But I don't support England, do I?
No,
I
know you don't. Yeah.
All it took was a German. You'll win the World Cup.
I don't care. I'll take it. Big up Eddie Foxes that have come over as well. Please do subscribe if you are new. All Leeds fans, if you didn't know his channel already, go on over and check Blue Tinted Glasses. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.